Brought to you by First State Bank. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. We have Scotts Bluff County Health Director Bill Wineman in with us today. It's good to have him in. We're going to talk probably about a couple of issues here. But the first thing we really wanted to get him in here to discuss is this big scrap tire cleanup that is scheduled coming up this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. over at the County Roads Department. And this is courtesy of a grant you were able to get from the state, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Kevin. The State of Nebraska Department of Environmental Quality makes available to political subdivisions funding to collect scrap tires, and there's some other funding available through that too. But the tax we all pay when we go buy some new tires goes towards that, and then we get to get some of it back to collect some of the scrap tires back.
All right. So that's happening, once again, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Roads Department on Saturday. You will pay, apparently this grant pays for up to 500 tons of scrap tires, right?
That's correct. Once we collect these tires, we have to have them processed by a company to get rid of them in an approved manner. And the company that got the low bid this year is out of Kansas. And it costs about $119 or so per ton to get those things hauled away and processed. So the grant will be for in excess of $50,000, up to that amount. And it allows us to have those tires collected, and then they take them and they grind some for a variety of uses. Some are used for daily cover and some landfills, and they use some of it for a variety of other reasons. So they'll be hauling those away for us, and we can collect up to 500 tons, as you said.
All right. So what do people need to do if they have some tires at their residence, whether they're farmers or just residents in the community? What do they need to do on Saturday if they want to get rid of some tires?
Well, it's pretty easy. There's only a couple of things that we can't take. The tire has to be off the wheel or the rim, so it's just the tire. Doesn't matter how big or how small. We can take from tractor tires to car tires, bicycle tires, anything you might have. No rims, of course. And then about the only exclusion we've got is there's probably not a lot of them out there, but these great big ag tractors now that have those rubber treads instead of like a Caterpillar with the steel tread, they've got these rubber treads now. And those can't be processed in a normal manner, so if you have some of those, you'll have to find a different way to get rid of them. And we'd like to have people kind of bring us not more than 8 ton maximum per individual. And that works out to about 100 car tires. They weigh about 20 pounds a piece, big ones, little ones. Truck tires, we could take about 20 because they weigh about 100 pounds each. And a tractor tire, we're just going to use a guess of about 200 pounds of tires, so about 10 of those. Or any mix, so we can get up to about a ton, and that way we can allow a lot more people to bring tires in and get rid of them on that day.
And there are some people that have, like you said, quite a bit, up to a ton or close to it. And if those people are looking to dispose of those tires, you'd like those people, if possible, to give you a call and maybe get that done a little early this week?
Well, I think we can handle the people bringing up to, the ton to us on Saturday. The ones that we'd like to have you call ahead is if you have a really large quantity. There's people out there that might have 3 or 4 or 5 farm truckloads of tires sitting around on their plates. And we try to accommodate those early or after the collection when we kind of tally up how many we have so we can kind of fill in on the back end to get up close to our total amount. If they'd want to give me a call at 436-6636 over at the health department, we can kind of see how many slots we might have left on Friday for some delivery and talk to them about just what they have and how we can try to accommodate their needs as well as the smaller hauler.
Okay, no unloading assistance available, so you got to unload them yourself pretty much?
Yep, that's right. We just don't have any volunteers or anybody who can help throw tires off of a truck or out of a car. So if you brought some, you better be prepared to throw them off. There's only going to be me and a couple of people there taking inventory of the tires as they come in, so we can't accommodate everyone. And most people will bring something if they have a larger quantity in a truck. If they have a dump, that's no problem. They can just back up to our pile and dump them out. But if they're going to bring a trailer or something and they've got tires loaded, especially if they bring tractor tires, bring enough help so you can get them pushed off because we don't have any means of getting those off a trailer for you.
Okay, and you got somebody with a big loader that will pile up the tires for you, right?
The County Road Department has offered to let us store the tires there till they can be hauled off, and they also will be providing an operator and a loader to push the tires up into the big piles, like you said, Kevin. And then when the hauler comes, they have it's almost like a log truck with a big grappling fork, and they pick those up and put them on the truck and haul them away. So they need to be piled up for us.
All right. We'll take a break and maybe talk a little bit about mosquitoes and West Nile virus right after this. think we covered everything on
Yep,
that.
we did.
Okay. Good deal.
You might hit the location one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not everybody knows where the road department is.
Yeah. All right, we are back on News Extra right now. We have Scotts Bluff County Health Director Bill Wineman here. We've been talking about the big scrap tire cleanup that's coming up this Saturday, 9 to 1 over at the Scotts Bluff County Roads Department. Some of you folks might not know where that is. So, Bill, why don't you tell us where that is?
Well, the easiest way to get there is it's about half a mile east of Gering on Highway 92. And you'll go past where Massac has all of its golf carts. That's always easy to see. And go a little bit farther east, and you'll come to Westco Co-op. And you'll turn south on Rundell Road. And it's the last building at the south end of Rundell Road. So be there 9 o'clock on Saturday with your tires, and we'll be glad to take them off your hands.
All right, very good. And that's Gering Industrial Park also for some
That
of you
is
people.
correct.
For some of you people that maybe see it as that, that's where it is. All right, West Nile virus, and I know you've been kind of tested for mosquitoes and so forth, and people should still be alert for West Nile virus even though the weather's cooling down, right?
It's a good point, Kevin. We get to this point in the year, and people have been hearing about West Nile and hearing about West Nile, and we come through the heat, and you think, man, it's got to be over, doesn't it? School's starting, I don't have to worry. The fact of the matter is we're really right in the peak of the transmission season. This is the time of the year when the mosquito who can carry that West Nile virus that's picked it up from the birds and passed it around, they're the most prevalent, and they're the ones that are primarily on the wing. And I was just out picking up mosquito traps this morning before I came in, and the numbers that I've collected, even with the cooler weather and the rain, it's as high as we ever see it. And we've had positive West Nile mosquitoes from every location that we trap in Scotts Bluff County this year.
All right, and there are possibly some other positive West Nile human cases maybe in the county. Is that true?
Well, we had that first case earlier, and that was a little earlier than we sometimes see them. We normally average somewhere around 8 to 10, 12 confirmed cases per year, and oftentimes they do show up later in the season like this, and it's later when they get confirmed. But our nurses are following up on several additional what appears to be positive cases of West Nile in humans. So it's here, it's being passed around. The only way to avoid that is to avoid being bitten by the mosquito.
Okay, and you can do that by not going out at the proper times, or if you're going out at dusk or dawn, make sure you've taken precautions, right?
Well, that's right. You know, we never really try to encourage people never to go out. Now, if you're having a compromised immune system or some other health problems, you might really want to consider if you could limit your activity during those times, because they would be most adversely affected likely and most likely to get the disease. But for the average person, if you're going to go to a football game or you're going to go out in the evening, just plan ahead a little bit. Take some repellent with you, a good repellent that contains DEET. Wear long sleeve shirts, long pants, socks. Just think ahead, because if you don't take it with you, you aren't going to be able to use it when you're there. And just plan on mosquitoes being out, like you said, from about that hour before dusk and dawn and after. But what we have to be careful with this time of the year on these cooler days, they can be out just about any time, especially like if you go out into an area where there's a lot of heavy cover. We're going to have people going out to hunt and do some things here this fall. You go out and start stomping around down there by the river, and those mosquitoes are going to be on the wing just about any time you're out. So plan ahead, use your repellents, and try not to get bitten by those mosquitoes.
All right, very good. All right, Bill, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Once again, don't forget the big scrap tire cleanup this Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. over at the Scotts Bluff County Roads Department.